Today, I am going to be doing a deep dive analysis of Power of Potluck, and I am so excited to watch Power of Potluck again. Alright, so here we are. Power of Potluck. So, this first shot almost looks like yin and yang to me. I said that before. Which may tie into the theme of the episode, which is accepting both the happy and the sad. So a bit of potential foreshadowing there.
But it appears all of this has something to do with the concept of...
And I'm now realizing this is the doorbell. So she rings the doorbell, Mooney's telling her to run, but instead of running to complete the ding-dong ditch, she goes inside.
Fun! May I see it, please?
So then, Ina goes inside in pursuit of fun. And here we see some balloons, which are often associated with fun. So here we see this rabbit character, and the rabbit is in pieces. And somebody in my comments pointed out that a common theme with these characters is them being in pieces. Most obvious being Ina and her mask, but this character being another example.
Oh, no! I absolutely am!
Oh, no. Same old Ina.
I don't know about you, but I sure can smell it!
This is the second time that someone has used smell. The first one was Mooney saying, "Smells like I'll finally be able to make my wish." So I wonder if smell is like more important to them than it is in our society, which would make it especially important that Ina smells like chocolate milk. So Ina gets this program, which seems to be a map of sorts, and we even see some of the other characters on it. Like, she's over here, and then we see these characters later, and so on. It says, accept it from your siblings. I'm not sure why the rabbit said that these are Ina's siblings. They look like they could be each other's siblings, but not Ina's. Here she is in the elevator. I really like the way she's standing here. And her mask is opposite her. And so we enter Act 1. Here we see Ina just kind of like zooming around on the pipes. I also want to note is called display, which I believe is due to Ina's display or act of being happy when she's not. You know, like, the mask is the display in this case.
Connections and bonds that are meant to transmit cheerfulness. And even so, I don't recognize this strain of joy.
And here we see the first hint of Ina not truly being happy. Even though she's trying to find it, she sees others being happy, but she still can't feel it herself. And she even goes into that sort of anxious mode. Like, I noticed this in Temptation's Stairway. Her eyes kind of turn black like that, and she speaks with anxiety even though she's speaking from her happy side. So she continues down the pipes. There's probably some sort of symbolism there with those pipes. That or they just lead to the sink. Maybe I'm overthinking things, seeing as the mask was in fact just a literal masking. Sometimes the most astonishing experiences are the ones we never expect. I feel like that's just good wisdom.
Wowee! I'm to buy some of those.
So this entity is crying tears of joy because of the second act.
Without your permission, may I check it out?
And that's what motivates Ina to go through the curtain and into Act 2. And damn, she's so hot. Act 2 is called The Rising. So immediately here we see like some sort of weird, like almost like
An amazing
a
exploration
stalk
into the
of
unknown.
sorts.
The entire universe is waltzing with me.
And Ina clips through the wall. There's also all these masks. It's kind of interesting that there are more masks, it looks like. Or they're just clipping through as
Wait.
well. Like,
Am I the one the rhythm can't catch? This notion of happiness is quite strange.
basically, she went to Act 2 where she thought she would find the happiness that the previous entity mentioned, but she just couldn't connect with them. She was out of sync for whatever reason. Now we see this like black and white outline depiction of Ina and the mask, and there's these strange figures that appear around her as she's almost swimming. And here are these other figures that also have those black and white outlines that Ina just did. And interestingly, it looks almost like the things that we later see are like shadows that they're projecting. So then they reveal that she is part of the next act. And somebody in the comments, the same person from earlier, unfortunately I forgot the name right now, noted that these people are also separated into like the skeletons and these sort of outlines. And then comes Act 3 and 4, Crescendo of a And according to the dictionary, I just looked it up on my phone, a crescendo is the loudest point reached in a gradually increasing sound. So, like, rising to a crescendo. I guess if you were to put it like plotting out a story, Act 2 would be the rising action, Act 3 would be the climax, and Act 4 would be the falling. Oh my gosh! It's story structure! Act is the climax, Act 4 and Act 5 is the resolution! He even said resolution! Let me calm down.
Oh, I think I get it. It's a story of silent movements. How marvelous and interesting!
A story of silent movements. I wonder if that could have to do with, like, shadow puppetry, which involves silent movement. And the characters there almost look like shadow puppets.
Marvelous and interesting indeed.
Now this part is interesting because now Ina is talking to the mask, indicating that it's like a separate entity from her.
Though I feel the gratification of the audience, I can't sense any change in me.
And
Hey,
once again, Ina is still feeling unhappy, even though she feels that she should be feeling happy because of the audience's gratification, which I believe is an allegory of, all the different things people try to do in order to be happy. And one of them is, like, becoming famous, getting, like, a large audience of fans. But even having so many people who appreciate them still doesn't grant them that true happiness. And I find it very interesting that Ina had that realization in Power of Potluck, because that's gonna be a big part of my Ina Sona's story arc in Dream Barbecue. Interesting coincidence, huh? And now, she goes to therapy.
So, tell me, what's the flavor of today's voyage?
Abysmal!
So at this point, after multiple failed attempts to find happiness, she's starting to break. It's getting difficult to keep up that mask.
Tastes like I'm in a real cosmic stew!
I sense that there might be a touch of exaggeration in your joy.
So the therapist basically calls her out for masking.
And all I got were incomprehensible feelings. And this lousy mask.
So then the mask dissolves as she finally shows her true self.
One is quite the elusive varmint, isn't it? But remember, it is never lost forever. Often, the greatest fun can be found in the little moments.
So basically, the therapist is saying that even though you don't always have fun, you will have fun again in the future. Like, your sadness won't last forever, and you should enjoy it in the little moments while it lasts.
Like, how little they are!
But unfortunately, Ina is unsatisfied with this advice because for her, those moments are too little.
You need not return here anymore. This is your resolution.
And there we go. The resolution, just like I said a few minutes ago. So that was it. The resolution, the end of the story arc. Now, she returns to the outside of the building. We see this sort of yin and yang thing again, which again ties into the theme of the story. And we hear Mooney calling to Ina. I think this is kind of an interesting scene. Everything follows this sort of red and black outline thing except for the house. Mooney comes in, she picks up like a rock for some reason, and there's also that strange creature.
For the last time, it's called Ring Wrong Run! Have you even played this before?
And Mooney is upset that Ina went into the house instead of Ding Dong ditching it like Mooney wanted her to. We have this really strange, glitched out scene of Mooney.
Whatever, I'm over it.
And then it's gone.
How fun was it inside anyways?
It was pretty stuffy.
So she just told Mooney that it was basically not what she was hoping for. Now comes this very weird ending to the short. Now this person comes out of this figure, and I don't know like what this is supposed to mean. It's like they're suddenly introducing a new plot point at the very end, and it's never explained.
What?
And then Mooney just stuffs it away. And that's how it ends. Yeah, that was the building itself. It just spins around in the credits. Now, let's break this down a little bit further, shall we? Act 1. The exposition. Ina enters the building with the goal of finding fun. The rising action. Ina goes around the building trying to find that fun. The climax, Ina realizes she is unable to find fun. The falling action, Ina starts to crumble because she is unable to find what she is looking for. And finally, the resolution. Her mask fully crumbles, revealing her true self. And that is the story of Power of Potluck. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Let me know if anything caught your attention in the comments, or if there's anything you want to point out to me. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.